for the greater good.
Das greater Guten.
I am Magda. I am introducing myself this time. It's been a while. But I am the DM of this campaign. And last we left off, our adventurers had a night of recuperation at the fishery in Fisher. The group inadvertently and unknowingly changed the lives of the town after breaking only one chair in the local tavern. They paid handsomely for their rooms and for the replacement, and as everyone turned to venture north towards the edges of the swamps, you can see Twaelwek standing off in the distance. As you reach the edge, the waters have risen since last Orlina and Fertile have passed through, and it appears to have been damaged by this water. As most everyone casually crosses, Cordovan slips and falls into the murky waters below. With teamwork, he is quickly pulled to safety and standing strong in the face of danger. As you head towards the spires of Twaelwek, it stands as a beacon of relief, and the promise of payment upon returning Howard and his strange collection of notes. As you guys enter into this swamp, you can hear a lot of different noises, frogs, different insects flying by the deeper you go in. It doesn't appear to have changed beyond the waters rising. You don't notice any darker waters or strange things as you pass through. About halfway through, you reach the nighttime falls. You reach a campsite. Find a place that's relatively dry, raised up off the ground. As you guys settle down for the night, alone, only the sounds of insects and amphibians around you. Is there anything you would like to talk about now, completely in private? Well, minus Howard.
If it helps, we've kind of forgotten he's there as well, so...
Yeah. He's observing.
As he usually does.
Has anyone else noticed that Howard just kind of stares?
Yeah, I kind of wish they would have warned us before we went to get him.
You have a small feeling it was intentional, the little amount of information they gave you about him. And you have a small feeling that both Ariel and Damien were also not given any information on him either before they left with him as well. It's not like he tried to hide it, so it wasn't like he hid it from them, so they definitely knew it was
A lot of sense.
But you have seen, he is doing his job. He has quite the collection of notes. As of now, it is pretty much complete. He hasn't really been drawing in it lately. He's had it tucked away, and he repeatedly checks it to make sure it's there.
Good.
He hasn't by chance gotten his shadow back yet, has he?
No, he has not gotten his shadow back yet.
Gotcha.
I'm pretty sure that's gone.
Roll an intelligence check.
Who, me?
Both of you. Both of you kind of look at each other and you're like, yeah, probably not coming back anytime soon.
He's screwed.
You guys,
True. That eclipse thing that we saw, was that in a dream, or was that like when we woke up and went outside and saw something?
that was in a dream. That was
Oh,
more like a presented vision to you in your sleep. Less of a dream and a
Dream, if you
presented.
will.
Yeah.
Notes were a little scattered, so I just wanted to start. Thank you.
Yeah, you had the overall feeling that it was from the past, not the present. Well, it was happening.
We've had a lot happen since we've begun this journey. I really hope at some point we start getting answers.
I'm sure they'll
Would
come.
make sense of a lot of things.
I kind of wonder why us.
That is an excellent question, Mihar. I certainly can't figure out why I would be a part of this.
Yeah, I know that confused me.
That's what I was confused about.
Like everyone else made sense, but
Right.
As darkness begins to set, you feel an overwhelming sense of peace. The closer you guys get to Twaelwek, Fertile and Orlena specifically, you felt this before. Whenever you are around the city, the spires that jut from the ground cast very large shadows. Anytime you feel that you're within those shadows, you feel as if nothing could happen to you. It is a very kind of like a cloak of protection in the darkness. This is one of the Dark Mother's kind of traits, and what the city is known for is she is a protector. She will wrap you and protect you kind of vibe. And the closer you've gotten to the city, now you can even feel it here in the swamp as it's getting darker. You can feel it as being more protective. As you guys kind of bunk down, are you setting a watch or not? I will not make you roll just for speed-wise, but...
I think we usually do.
Yeah, I'll say watch.
Usually.
safety and making sure no one sleeps well.
You guys figure out your watch however you guys want to do it. It's usually been the ones who don't need to sleep nearly as much. The night is very, very uneventful. It is quiet. Instead of having the dreams of voices that you once had, you don't dream. It's like a soft, dark, relaxing ambience that you have while you are asleep. You definitely can tell she is there and stronger than ever before. As the sun rises and her hands begin to lift from around you, a sense of dread as the darkness pulls away seeps in. It is not as safe as you once knew it to be. You hear the sounds off in the distance. But as the light comes and darkness fades away, you feel as if she is not as present as she once was. As you guys move forward through the swamp, it becomes very apparent that as the sun moves across the sky, the shadows that once cast from the spires are much shorter than they used to be. Much more restricted towards the city. As you guys roll through the swamp, move through the swamp, can one of you make a survival check for me? I'm assuming Red, Cordovan.
Sure.
Maybe.
Either Red or I usually do, I think.
Yeah. You both could if you would like.
Or can I assist him?
You sure can.
Okay. Because I am familiar with the area, and I'll let him take point, though, so he learns the area as well.
That works very well.
What's your bonus?
6.
Dang.
Ooh. Yeah, so as you guys are walking through the swamp, Fertile and Oralina are talking about how it feels like her hands have withdrawn, that she's not nearly as close to you guys in the swamp anymore, that she seems to be receding towards the city itself. As you take note of this, you notice a lot of the grasses are not casting shadows in this area. Any of the broken logs are not casting shadows in this area. It is very bright. The water is very reflective the closer you get to the city. You start hearing louder bird noises, more animal activity all around you. What is everyone's passive perception?
That's a good question.
15.
16?
Ooh, 16 as well. Dang, I didn't even realize I was that noticing of things.
You guys are all
kids, you gotta be.
It's true.
So you're
Studious
eyes
little
in the back of the
things.
head, whatever.
As
a mom in
you're
your ears.
going through all this, you guys are discussing it and you're pointing out these different things, how the shadows are disappearing. You start hearing these animal sounds. The ones near you should be the loudest ones, but you hear very loud ones off in the distance as well. Where they should be quieter, they match the sounds up close to you as well. You reach a portion of the swamp that has quite tall grasses right before the kind of flat dry land before you enter the city. And you reach these tall grasses. As you guys are venturing through them, I am going to pull up a map. I don't have you guys on here yet. I will have to do that. Oh, I do. Never mind. I suppose. Well, while we're waiting for this to hopefully load, could everyone roll a d8 for me?
Yes.
Can do.
2.
Okay.
Perfect.
I see mine come through Foundry.
Yeah. Right? Yeah. Yep. But so as all of you are observing the swamp, kind of, you start hearing these loud sounds and you start picking out ones that stand out. Mihara, you, well, all of you hear this. There is a heron squawking somewhere in the distance, and it's very, very loud. If you've ever heard a heron, they sound like dinosaurs, kind of, in my
So do
opinion.
mating turtles.
Yes, also true. Very, very loud. You hear a bunch of frogs and toads, but you can hear a volume difference in some of them. You hear the regular ones, but once in a while you'll hear an extra loud one. And then random frog will be extra loud, a random toad will be extra loud. You hear crickets slowly minding their own business in the background, and then all of a sudden you'll hear a swell in the cricket sounds, and it'll go back down. You'll hear a swell in the cricket sounds, and it'll go back down. As everyone is observing all of this, for a moment, Cordovan, you believe you hear a growl. Low and deep, like an undertone, under all of the sounds. Every time the noises get louder, you hear this deep growl underneath it. Do you mention this to everybody else?
No, stop. Do you hear that? There's a growl out there.
It wasn't from you?
What kind of owl is it?
You.
Brown. It's a brown owl.
Does it sound mad?
Does a growl ever sound happy?
No, I think I hear the brown owl, yeah.
I mean,
I'm so proud of you, Mihara.
Is it still not loading for you guys?
I have sound,
Oh,
but no map.
Anyway, as you hear this, you guys are in the bottom side of the swamp. When you eventually, hopefully, see it, you're in the bottom right-hand corner. You hear the sounds to the northwest of you. What would you guys like to do?
owl's coming from the northwest, Mihara. I think you should go check it out.
Do we check it out, or do we
Okay,
just
I go check it out.
avoid it?
do we know of anything that could be here? Like, creature-wise?
Roll a nature check at advantage. Mihara, you may move your 30 feet of movement forward if you would like. Anywhere you'd like. Or 40
Sure.
feet, that's right.
I move 40 feet in the direction that we've heard the noise.
Okay.
Wait,
I would gladly do so, but I can't see me.
I will move you, no worries.
Perfect. Right into that death trap. Gotcha.
Right into it. Okay.
an obvious trap.
Yep.
You...
Spot for an ambush.
The only thing you could think that would make a growl sound would be like a crocodile or an alligator. But theirs isn't a growl so much as like just a low rumble, kind of like a drum kind of sound.
Hey, I loaded in.
Ooh!
I have it.
I feel like we could maybe avoid this if we go carefully.
I think that would be a good idea. Mahara's 40 feet that way.
Oh, right. Oh, shoot.
Do I see it?
Excuse me.
Roll a perception check.
That I can do.
That's not what I wanted. I want... As you approach the sounds, they are getting louder. You don't notice any of those animals around you at all. There doesn't appear to be anything here.
Do I see anything that might cause that swell in noise? That seems to be periodic, that rise and fall in volume?
You can tell that it is within 40 feet of you somewhere. Within one more movement, you can tell the volume is coming from somewhere north, west, and northwest of you. You can kind of pinpoint because now you're kind of triangulating the three of them. You can hear the three sources, but you can't see anything there.
Gotcha. Do we try to find it, or do we just keep moving?
I'm all for keeping moving. Did you come back?
Not yet. I'm just shouting really loud.
Really softly.
A stage
Really
whisper?
A really loud stage whisper.
I think we should go back.
Hold on. Oh, that's what I wanted. It's fine. It doesn't notice you.
Oh, that's promising.
Oh boy. I roll in the single digits, guys.
There's something here? What?
There's
The noises.
nothing there.
There's nothing there.
And the wind.
So as you guys
Brown
are
owl.
yeah. You can tell, Mihara, as you move closer, that it is very much in this direction. So if you guys went east a little ways and then north, you'd very easily go around whatever's making these sounds.
It might not be a bad idea to go around. Oh, you got it now?
I'm in.
I'm all for going around.
There it goes.
Woot.
That works.
Yes. So if you guys are all for going around, I would like everyone. Are you going normally or stealthily? I suppose I should ask before.
Stealthily?
Mihara didn't go stealthily the first time.
Oh, I didn't.
Yeah, that doesn't mean that it won't.
Just kind of give it a wide berth and just kind of keep going. I think the sooner we get out of here, the better.
I do want Mihara to roll a stealth just because you got closer.
Sure, yeah. No,
But
I'm
everybody
not-
else, you can easily just pivot and be like, nope.
Come on, acrobatic style rolls.
You turn and you walk away fantastically. I'd like to inform you, you rolled a 9 and you went off without alerting anything of your presence.
Nice.
I'm like, 9, I got this.
Nope.
Nope.
Turns out she didn't.
Turns out I didn't. So you guys turn, go to the east a little bit, manage to skirt around them.
Yeah, honestly, I think we're going to be fine. These things aren't very observant.
I'm all for just heading.
If
They're
we
proficient too. It's just
want to be quieter, I can do pass without trace.
Either way. That is up
If you
to
think we need to be stealthy, sure.
Yeah, go for it. I
would
don't think a little extra caution could hurt anything right now.
Was it 2 key points? Yeah,
Especially
2
with
key
the
points for pass without
Lack of
trace.
these shadows and
Yeah,
things
that's
going
really
on here.
weird.
Yeah.
I feel somewhat exposed right now.
No, you're all covered. You're good.
I swat him with my tail.
As you guys banter going forward, the ground is getting drier and drier and drier. And before you know it, you guys are walking on dust. You're kicking up dust behind you instead of water.
Thank the mothers.
Is this normal for
We're
this
out.
spot?
Yep,
Okay.
this is within about 5 miles of the city now.
Okay.
So you guys make your way up to the city, and there's this dry area. You can see the pillars in front of you twist with variants of color besides black. Orleana and Fertile, you know this city quite well. The spires are mainly composed of black onyx, but onyx can come in many different shades and colors and have different minerals mixed into it as well. And once in a while, you can see swirls of green onyx in spires farther in, and you can see different colors of red. Not frequently, but kind of twisted into some of the black onyx.
Is it always this
Justice.
That is a good question. So as you get closer, it's visible. You walk another mile. It's getting darker. You walk another mile. Within about a mile radius of the city and all of the spires, it's getting harder and harder to see the actual city itself, including the spires and the sky. Not as if there is a fog, but as if there is a cast darkness around it. You hit this point, and both Fertile and Orleana, it is as if someone is welcoming you home with a hug. They close around you. You can still see through them. You begin to see the small houses cluster around the base of each of the spires. You can see the city streets blending in, paved into the ground. As they walk forward and they start relaxing, being able to see this, it takes just a moment longer for the darkness to also go around Mihara and Cordovan. It feels a little differently than it does for both Fertile and Orleana. It's one of a cat coming up to figure out who you are, or a dog. You can feel the darkness kind of form around you and caress you. It touches your hair, your skin, trying to figure out who you are. The more you step towards it, pointedly making your way towards the city, it's as if it accepts you. And now you begin to also see the different town build up around, the houses, the roads. You get to the very edge of it, and it becomes quiet. You can hear off in the distance the swamp, but in the city you don't hear carts moving through the street. You don't hear horses moving, you don't hear people talking, but yet you can see people walking around. You walk in on the first street. It takes a moment for you to adjust because it is quite a shock. You can only hear people within about 50 feet of you. After about that area, everything seems to be dampened and quiet. It is a very calm space. And you feel very much at home. As you guys are into the city now, it is not like a metropolis. It's not a giant modern day city. It is still busy. And it is set up towards where all the roads lead to the center. There is a gap kind of in all the different onyx. Orleana and Fertile, you know this. There is a giant hole in the ground with a staircase that leads you down into the actual Cathedral of Silence within Twaelwek. This is the place where the Dark Mother set up her original home. It appears to be melted smooth out of the black onyx all the way down. It is about a 4-mile trek down. As you do trek down, there is like little jut outs or carved bits into the side underneath where there are houses, some shops. There are a lot of dwarves that do reside here due to its nature. But it is still a very welcoming area. No race seems to care that you are here. They are very welcoming. As you guys walk through this city, is there anywhere you guys would like to go? Now, I know Fertile and Orlina, you are from here, and we have not fully expanded about everywhere you know. Your home, Fertile, would be farther to the north outside of town, should you want to go there. Orlina, you are most familiar actually with the Central Cathedral itself. That is where a lot of the classrooms where both you and Fertile went to are, the library where all the religious texts are kept and stuff like that. Otherwise, there is a city before you. I understand shopping might want to wait till after you get paid, but other places you wanted to visit, family you might want to see, I figured this would be a good time to bring that up for you guys.
I kind of want to get Howard taken care of.
ASAP.
I mean,
You don't want to introduce them to your kids?
No, definitely not.
could be a bad influence.
This is weird. It's so quiet. Why is it so quiet? This is weird.
Say the same thing.
Are all towns like this? I'm kind of freaking out a little bit.
No, I think mostly just this one.
No, normally you can hear everyone around you.
This is the
I
beauty
like
of the
this.
town.
It's peaceful.
No offense, but it's a tad unsettling.
It's a little quiet. Too quiet.
Used to a bit more of a roar and a rumble to a city, and this is not that.
You can hear yourself thinking.
I'm not even used to a city.
That's true. Compared to the forest, this is like really weird because the only thing you can hear are people talking as you pass them. There's no birds, there's no crickets, there's no bees. You can't hear any of that.
But I don't know. This is normal.
Trust us when we say this is a safe place.
Don't you just feel the nice embrace?
No. Yes, but no. It's still weird.
It is very true.
Like getting a hug from your weird uncle.
That is a very good way to describe it. It's very like awkward, not quite fully there because you aren't accepting it. Sorry.
That just sounds
throw that in
so bad. I'm sorry.
I had to. He said it was his weird uncle, okay?
I need to take a small break here, but keep going.
No worries. As you guys all are like, yeah, let's get Howard going. Howard's like, I would gladly drop this off, get paid, and take a month off. I hear there's a really good spa here in Twaelwek that I could probably stay for a week and not hear anybody.
Yeah.
And they can't hear you. Shit, did that slip out? I'm so sorry, Howard.
So as you guys make your way towards the actual cathedral, it's dark. There are torches, but you can't help but get the feeling should anyone walk more than a few feet from you, you would lose sight of them.
Can we also assume then that not very many things cast a shadow?
Correct. It appears that nothing down here is casting a shadow since it is very dark.
Are we ditching Howard?
Tell you, man.
Working on it.
Yep, we're
Okay.
working on it.
Yep.
Good.
Discord's ditching us.
Yeah.
Seems
Trying
that
to-
way.
Trying to keep Howard. Send him off.
See, if I was him, I'd take that month off and figure out how to get my shadow back. But
I mean,
I guess if you're in a city
Side
of
quest?
basically no shadows anyways, what's the difference?
Yeah, well, it more of the city is shadow, so you can't see a shadow if the entire city is shadow. It all just blends together.
so now he just blends in other words.
Fair point.
People can't
Mhm.
tell that he's missing a shadow.
They also can't tell that you have one.
It would be very unsettling.
I mean, we're used to it, but
Yeah.
Did you hear the description of the torch as you were going down?
It's right
No.
when you cut out.
Yeah, right.
That's what I was worried about. Everyone kind of froze mid motion, so it was like a slur of everyone's face. I was like,
Yep.
that's not normal. When you look at the actual torch on the wall, it's not as if the torch is casting a shadow, it's as if the shadow is around it casting the light inward.
Weird.
It's like contained within itself. It is very weird. It's
Cool,
similar.
cool. Don't get me wrong. Cool, but weird.
It's similar to the exact effect you guys just walked through, actually. Whereas the city itself was dark, the very outside edges were extremely bright. As if the darkness is rejecting light outwards, like light would cast a shadow through something. It's like the opposite kind of thing. You notice that as you go down, you reach the levels where the library, the classrooms, where anyone who wishes to learn more or be educated on the Dark Mother would come. Training grounds and stuff like that are obviously not down here. They are outside above. But this is where the philosophical rooms are. You reach the bottom chamber, and the floor is polished black. The ceiling is also polished black. The whole sides of the I don't want to say library. It's a common room. There's books, there's couches. It's just kind of a welcoming area for anyone visiting. Around all of the walls are different slabs of colored onyx. On each of the slabs of onyx, there is a depiction of not each of the mother's faces, but what they represent. So there's a swirl of darkness for the Dark Mother. There is kind of like a cloud for the Gray Mother, water for the Blue Mother, and so on, a sun for the Bright Mother and stuff. Anyway, you notice all of these decorating this room. There are a couple of people kind of wandering about, some taking books off shelves, putting them back. Both Orlina and Fertile, you do know the way to where the Oracle's chambers are, but usually you have to talk to their secretary first before you would get in to see them. If you go straight forward through this room and take a right, there is a small kind of office off to the side, and you see a dwarf woman turn and greet you. She has a lovely brown beard, very mousy brown hair. And she's like, "Oh, welcome back. Oh, he's here too. Okay. I'll let her or him know. We'll want to see you right away. He wondered when you would be here. She turns, walks through a wooden door, closes it behind her, and it only takes a few moments before she opens again and she waves you guys in. This room is not very large. It's only about 30 feet by 30 feet. It is rounded, domed on the top. So you are definitely pressured to stand more towards the center of the room. You walk in and notice that Seknok is also standing, the oracle to the Dark Mother, within this chamber. He turns to you and he smiles very warmly and he says, welcome back. I have received some troubling letters from your small time in Mahat. Hopefully the rest of the way was decent. That's not promising. Oh.
No, it was... How would you describe that person? I'll look at the rest of the group.
Deeply troubled.
Cold, formed, wanted blood from us, but only just a pin prick from a couple of us. Extremely rude.
Did they say why?
Their master wanted it? Employer, that's what the word was.
That is very odd. I had not heard of that. If you don't mind, we do have quite a bit to discuss. He leads you, turns, and leads you guys through the door on the opposite end.
His name? We would know this, right?
Yes, his name is Seknok Jian. And it's Jyin. He is a drow with gray skin, very long, dark black hair. As you walk into the next room with him, there are a few chairs set out. There is a table set in the center. And Seknok turns to Howard and he says, please, if you could put your notes on the table, we will deal with this first. And then we do have much to discuss as well. But I am sure Howard would like to be on his way. And he's like, yep, I'm good. This was a lot. We'll talk about this and I'm out. You can contact me.
Turn, but we're also okay with him leaving.
And he just kind of looks at you guys, shrugs.
It's been fun, Howard, I'll be honest.
It's normal. Can't stick around with someone too long, you know. The whole distance makes the heart grow fonder kind of thing. It's gonna work out.
Secretly, I'll also miss you.
So he goes up to the table. He opens his notebook. He kind of pages through it. He shows, like, obviously where pages were ripped and all this kind of stuff. Who took the letter from Ariel and Damien? Or wait, no, she sent that forward in the letter thing. That's right. Nope, that's my bad. All good. gives him his share and turns to you guys and hands all of you your share, which I believe was what? Oh gosh, I don't have that note up from that session.
1,000 gold each.
1 million.
I mean, hey, you said it, bud.
Stop.
The secretary breaks through the door. 1,000,001.
I wanted to say, ooh. Nope,
Be also
nope,
a
that's not
very
it.
terrible attempt at a Hudson Hawk quote.
Nope, that's not right.
Just roll a D1 and times it by 1,000.
I want to say it was 50 gold a piece, but I don't know if because I don't remember if it was 100 gold per piece for Damien and them, and then it was split to 50, or if it was 50 then split to 25. That is where my notes are lacking. We'll say 50 a piece because I don't have it specified apparently. Ooh, maybe it's in the other notebook. Magic.
I don't think I've ever had this much before.
You'll continue to have this much if you don't just overpay.
Well, what do you mean overpay? Every time I think I understand currency, Mihara proves me wrong. And then you said there's more other ones that are different colors.
Uh-huh.
Complicated. We will go with 50 apiece because that is what I have written down and not specified as to whether it was 50 apiece to you guys or to Ariel and Damien. So we'll go on the high end. It was a rough journey.
Yeah, it was.
Well, it's 50 apiece, but 25 each then? Because we said we were going to split it with them. Or was that included in the letter that there are a couple more people helping?
It was included in the letter. There was a couple more people,
Okay.
so it will be 50 per each of you. So each one of you will have 50.
Just clarifying.
You notice Howard kind of close his notebook, puts his hand on it, and is like, good riddance. And he turns and he's like, if you don't need me anymore,
There's a lovely spa.
There's a lovely spot. He turns to Seknok. Tomorrow I will be back after you have read through everything for our discussion, and then I am off. Don't contact me.
Is this kind of like a day spa?
I'm just gonna go to my chiropractor and masseuse first. Book the spa appointment so it's ready for me tomorrow night after my meeting. He is
He
set.
knows how to do things.
Howard, don't drink strange liquids out of strange containers.
No, please don't do that.
Again? Seknok's like, what? What?
Read the note.
It's in there.
Yeah. Yep. So Howard bows out ever so non-gracefully, leaving the four of you alone with the Oracle to the Dark Mother. He goes and he sits down in one of the chairs and motions for all of you to do the same. If you do not wish to, you do not have to, but he does motion for you guys to feel free to sit.
I'll sit.
I sit.
Mm-hmm.
I first check to make sure the chair is sturdy.
It is. It is very, very sturdy, actually.
I then check it for frogs.
No frogs.
Okay, I sit down.
I'll take care to unbuckle my sword.
When you sit down and you unbuckle your sword, you notice him very pointedly watch you put it down or hold on to it wherever you put
I'm
it.
holding on to it.
Yeah, he
Across my lap.
watches you from the moment he hears the buckle. He watches you hold it until it stops moving for a second, and then he looks up and kind of looks around. Says, "So, there has been quite troubling news. First and foremost, the letter I received was very troubling. I feel that there is much more that we need to discuss besides the events that happened in the hat. If you guys are willing to open up about the events, we can just move it forward and go, you told him? Because there was a lot.
Yeah, we'll tell him. I'll tell
The
him.
whole story.
Nothing missed out, even.
Does he look trustworthy?
Roll
Am I inclined to do that?
check. You are inclined. I'm going to have you roll an insight check at advantage, actually.
Sure.
Red just sits there quietly
There's the second roll.
and lets them tell it.
I could say this is probably the most we've heard Oriana speak. I'm kidding.
Okay.
Turns into a sudden chatterbox.
As you are gauging him, looking him up and down, he is not threatening. He appears to be truthful and very much genuine in the fact that there is something bothering him. He is concerned. He doesn't exactly know what's going on. But he does seem trustworthy. He seems to be doing things for the greater good. As you guys begin to tell him each of the events that happened, he does pick up Howard's notebook. You tell him about the eyes briefly, and he does nod and look through and see the notes. You mention the shadows. When you do say that, he does get, I wouldn't say concerned, but kind of quizzical over it, as in, you guys have just noticed, being in the city, that is a sensation that is normal. To have that outside the city is very curious to him, and he doesn't quite understand it. You mention the shadow creatures on your way to the mountain, the hands moving all on their own, flesh or no flesh. As you're talking about the hands and how the bones themselves were moving, Mihara specifically, you see him wince as you are watching him closely. He appears to miss the next couple of things you say. He appears to not be paying attention and thinking about something. You continue on a little bit, and then you mention Mary up at the top of the mountain and that encounter up there. He becomes very stern very quickly, listening to you describe what is a lich here in the Mel. Before you get to your encounters down the mountain, he puts his hand up. How did you survive? On top of the mountain, if evil is truly entering the world, you met it up there.
wasn't interested in me.
Kinda just said it let us go, really. Well, wasn't quite as interested in Beethoven or really. Very interested in Mihara. Well, I'm done. See you.
He's
I've asked myself that question many times.
when you, Orlena, mention Mihara, he moves his gaze from you speaking, even though you are still talking, to Mihara specifically. You're wearing your mask, correct?
Still broken. I've just got the colored veil now.
The colored veil. So he looks over to you. And with your colored veil on now, very pretty. As she continues to speak. Why is evil interested in you?
I think whatever she is trying to just get back home. Whatever that means. They're working for someone to return home.
He doesn't appear to have any spark when you say that. Just kind of curious, still absorbing everything. He says to you, this is not a home for evil. This is a place built for good. As he finishes up, he turns back to Orlena, and you can physically see him turn his entire body. A very subtle shun, but a hint taken nonetheless, and a very big jab from somebody. He turns to Orlena. You are supposed to bring goodness. That is why you were kept here and he was sent away. If he is bringing darkness beyond what my mother can bestow, I fear he could corrupt your goodness.
My goodness.
Something fell upstairs.
I have no idea what the hell that was. That scared the ever-living out of me.
It's like it happened right above me too. I don't know if you guys heard that over the headphones.
I heard a thunk.
I have no idea what the hell that was.
Just your friendly neighborhood ghost.
Yep. Wanted to break up that
Man.
tension a little bit.
Oh goodness, did it ever? Oh, that.
Wait.
Oh gosh, the terror in my eyes.
That was him slamming his fist down on the table.
That's it.
Yes.
Yep.
I feel like I missed something. Who's he talking about? Sorry.
No, you're
Don't
good.
directly know, technically.
Oh, okay then.
You don't
Continue.
know technically, and this is one of the only people who does know.
What do you mean by
Wait,
he was? I was left behind and he was taken away.
Seknok kind of takes a very long, deep breath. When you were born, both of you, it was not natural. As I see, you both are slightly unaware, and it is very easy to see why. And he just gestures to both of you. You are very different. You have different skin color, different hair color, you dress different, you both wear masks. You were not meant to be. And he turns to you, Mihara, when he says this. On the day that you guys were born, your parents were brought to our attention. As we laid eyes upon you, this one was touched, and he waves to Orlina. Her kind is not often found on our world. And every single one has been known to do greatness. But somehow, she ended up sharing a womb with someone that the mothers could not see. A few days before your 5th birthday, we did receive a letter, a note, sent from the Grey Mother, informing us that out of the 2 of you that have been reported as new life, when checked in with the Grey Mother, she has no recollection of your existence, only your sisters. With such, we kept Orlina here to be protected. Your father, very adamant as he was, let Callista Badar, the Oracle of the Pale Mother, take you off to the Crystal Islands and be raised out that way. We're going to take a second. I have an interruption. I will be right back.
What dramatic timing. Damn.
Right? I'm sitting here like trying to scribble this away.
How?
I feel like you weren't wanted at all there, Mihara?
Yeah, right?
I feel like this explains a lot.
Does it?
I think so.
Well, speaking of him being said Dick, as he's saying this, he mentions Callista right there at the end. She has always been extremely kind to you. She has treated you as an aunt would her favorite nephew, more or less. She has always been very kind to you, very giving. She doesn't act like your mother, but more of a friend than anything else. You also remember right before you left on your journey, she looked concerned, slightly worried, but yet there was hopefulness that you saw, kind of like an anticipation. And this is what you are used to getting from an oracle that you have known. This is extremely off-putting. You have not really met any of the other oracles. You've met other people who have served other people, but none of the other oracles. As this is all happening, do any of you react? We'll take us pause to see, because that was quite a speech to react to. But right as he gets to the part where Callista took you away to be raised apart, as to not corrupt the one that Seknok found as a true patron of the Dark Mother.
Maybe you could show a little respect. I mean, he's still a person. And I kind of get the feeling that you're being really rude to my friend, and I really don't appreciate it.
From the moment I stepped foot in that temple, I tried to help everyone I could. Often, and he'll pull down the mask at the expense of myself. So although I might not be the good that you definitely see in other people, I have tried really goddamn hard to prove myself. So whether you or some of the other mothers are willing to see it or not, it doesn't matter to me. Callista saw something, and I'm willing to trust her more than you.
She did, and she broke the rules. The rules laid down before any of us became Oracle. He points to your weapon, and he looks at Red. He says, I am not being rude.
Well, you kind of are.
As protective and truthful.
In a dickish way, yes, you are.
What he holds in his hand does not exist.
It's right there. I mean,
I'm just gonna put my hand on Red's shoulder and I'm like, let's just let the man speak for.
as long as he shows respect, then we're fine. Having no idea how any of this works, is just you're being a real mean person to my friend.
He does. He doesn't see this so much as the truth because this is brand new news to him. This is not something Cordovan would know as the truth.
I was waiting for him to go, and who are you?
And with everything that's going on in this world right now, you're concerned about one rule being broken? Perhaps this is for the greater good. This is what is going to save us.
Greater good.
That is the argument that Callista has been having for over 70 years with us.
Quite a time to hold a grudge.
Yeah, you're even more of a dick than I realized.
That about how long that's been?
To be honest, I am not surprised that she gave that to you. You have gained a title that is unexpected. A title that is recognized by the mothers. I do not know what you have brought into the world or why, but that object on your weapon is somehow not supposed to be here. Every single time one of those pieces falls into an oracle's hands, it is reported. That one came with no name. When that one arrived, found, the metal plate on the box was blank. No scratches as if a name had been scratched off. Just nothing. Callista is the one who received it. She says it was a gift from the Pale Mother herself, but there is no evidence. Each one of us has asked the mothers as to where it came from and who it was meant for. Every reply has come back with, "It is not ours." He tells you this. That means every single oracle, all 8 of them, have asked, well, 7 of them, have asked their mother somehow, and every single person, every single mother replied that it does not belong to them.
Confused.
As were we, until somewhat recently. You mentioned the vile creature, the Lich. The one that messed with it.
Right.
There is one mother who is unaccounted for, and all of us are aware that the 8th mother is no longer here. It's not that her presence isn't here, but her actual city is gone. There has not been an oracle to the Dreamweaver in at least 100 years. It began, her order began going out of favor slowly before this. So at least when the city vanished, it wasn't as big of a tragedy as it could have been. But should this not belong to any of the other mothers? My only guess is that it belonged to her. He goes through a brief summary. I will put this a little more detailed in the notes later on as we get farther into it. He explains that how one day lightning fell from the skies and a crater was created where the city once was. Ever since then, there has been no communications, no more Bravaxxii pieces were given out towards the Dreamweaver, and as far as they know, no more have ever existed. This one not being labeled makes him also not sure. This is all just theory to him, that this is where it is from. If you would like to roll insight checks, you will, but my answer to you will be he is wildly casting theories. And at this point, you can kind of see that. He is so baffled and upset that this piece is here that he is starting to lose his calm. Just as he is about to stand up, you see him put his hands on the arm of his chair. You can hear a very soft voice. As you sit in this chamber as if it is all around you, you hear the voice of the Dark Mother. As soon as you hear the words, "Welcome." Seknok grows quiet. He relaxes for a moment. And you hear, "My child, you have returned home. There is greatness for you here." There is a small silence, and you can hear her speak your name for the first time. She goes, "Orlina. You, my child. You are an instrument that I need here. My pale sister needs her hero of the moon." It fades off, and you visibly see Seknok grumble into his chair, just as if he has been talked over by an authority figure that he didn't want to be talked over.
See what happens when you don't show respect.
It grows quiet for a moment. If it is true that you are named the hero of the moon, Mihara, then I have been asked to actually help you. If you would like, I can fix your sword a little bit more.
Did you say it with a smile? Can I make a persuasion check?
Yes, make a persuasion check. Yes. Oh.
Shit, he doesn't know who these people are or what structure of authority means.
I don't care if my pluses are decent. I'm rolling. Oh boy. Yeah. So he kind of looks at you. It's like, oh. No.
Well, at least that time you heard me. I've been talking to you a few times, and you just carried on like I wasn't even here.
Your red mother. You know, she's mentioned you. She always said that her argument with the Green Mother would come back to bite us, and well, I think her prediction is true.
Hi.
Your role in this is not where I belong, for I do not wish to end up on the wrong side of the Red Mother.
Well, sounds like you're already on the wrong side of the Dark Mother, so at least you got that going for you.
Ooh, the sass tonight!
Yes.
You disrespected my friend.
Whoa.
Whole new side of red.
I was gonna say,
Oh, yeah.
Orlana's probably sitting here just like.
At this whole time, he's just kind of had his hand out towards Bihara's sword for a second, and he's like, okay. He puts his hand back in his lap, and he sits there, quiet. He smiles, very slightly. There has been a request from your Red Mother herself, unfortunately.
More respect.
She sensed a change in the living here on this world. I am very unsure what she means, but we sent word forward to the Grey Mother. She is our mediator. She's the one who, when we need a direct question about locations of items or people, she is always the one to know where they are. We have sent word forward to her, and she is working now to figure out exactly what the cryptic message from your Red Mother means. They have requested you personally. As
Red looks behind him.
yeah. She said she sent her purest blood to come bring the hero of the moon to find the key. Now, the location will be sent with one of her ambassadors, who you will be meeting shortly. But first, Mihara, may I?
Got a bit of sour taste in my mouth from our last discussion.
What exactly
It
are you
seems
planning
like-
on doing?
Your boss is kind of overriding your own decisions right now, so he will offer forward his sword.
He, instead of taking it from your hands, actually motions you to set it right next to where Howard's notebook is, sitting on the table. He runs his fingers over it. You are intently watching him touch each of those little wires sticking out of the end. He'll take a fingernail and kind of slide it between a couple of them, moving them barely millimeters away from each other. As he grabs for that little round knob, he doesn't twist the two of them. He kind of twists the entire base. So now that the wires coming out of it are sitting at a 180-degree angle. No, that's not 180. That is. They were sitting at 180. Now they're down 45. That's what that would be. Something like that. Math. Anyway, he kind of bends it slightly. When that happens, the room gets dark.
Yeah.
This is a darkness even darker than the shadows that the Dark Mother has been presenting. You hear a familiar voice, Mihara. Everyone else, this is a brand new voice, yet again. You can hear the Oracle of the Pale Mother, Callista, speak. A sound you have heard before and picked out. And you hear, at first, a very breathy sound, as if a sigh of relief. She goes, "Ah, Jen, you have accepted us. Thank you." And he just kind of grumbles. In the darkness, multiple voices talk over each other, echoing. You can hear them say, "The dark side of the moon cannot be seen. We have sent for our hero, and we thank you for your acceptance." When Jian hears this, he reaches back behind his neck and just kind of looks up and he says, yes, it's for the greater good.
The greater.
A deep woman's voice, one of the ones you heard in the large collection. Ah, my hero. We shall be speaking again more often. For now, the connection is fixed. Even for one who does not wish for you to be in our circle, even the unseen have an important spot among the stars. The lights begin to come back to normal at least, still pretty dark.
I'd like to say, while I heard that voice, my hand would have come across the breast and I would have bowed until she was done speaking.
As she is done speaking and you begin to stand up straight, I need everyone to remove their headphones except for Mihara for a second.
Cool.
It'll be pretty darn quick. You stand up straight. There is a figure of darkness before you that does not get lighter with the rest of the room. There is silver cloaks swirling in this shadow, and as light slowly reveals, becomes opaque, but you can see before you a woman with no face. Not in the sense of scary, no face, no mouth, no eyes kind of thing. As in, she has like a fencing helmet. And you have seen this in many depictions of the Pale Mother. It's like a fencing helmet with that black screen in front, and the moon kind of fades across it, and it has like phases. This one has nothing. It is black.
Gotcha.
She is what you would recognize as the representation of the new moon, the absence of moon, more or less. As light comes back and her figure slowly begins to fade, you notice she returns that same gesture towards you as well and disappears into the light. Is there anything you would like to react, or would you like to react with everybody else joining in to see this in real time?
Thank you, Mother.
With that, we will bring everyone back in for a second. The lights come back on. Seknok Jian picks up your sword. As much as I do not believe you deserve this, if it is all of the Mother's will, then who am I to be against it?
You're right. And I'll just grab the sword from him.
With that, he finally turns towards you, Fertile. Both Orlina and Fertile, this isn't new to you. He has always been very straightforward, a little blunt, sounds a little rude. He turns to you, Fertile, and he says, so, I have also received word from the Dark Mother She has informed me that she can no longer reach you. There is something interfering, whereas before, she has given us your name. She has informed us of your skills, and we have informed her of your accomplishments. She has suddenly lost sight of you as well. We have sent word forth towards the Grey Mother about this, but that is yet to come back. Has anything happened to you on this journey?
I think I might be in better touch with a different mother.
Ah, so, which one has looked for your service? I know the Bright Mother and the Pale Mother are both wonderful patrons. They have always been on very good terms with the Dark Mother.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure they have.
You say that, it's just like, huh?
Apparently, the oracles also aren't on the same page.
Well,
There's a lot of distance.
what we've learned is that Dreamweaver doesn't really have an oracle, and that's who I believe I've been in better touch with as of recent.
Ah.
Oh god, that face.
The Dreamweaver, you say?
That's
Her
what I'm
oracle.
led to believe, yes.
You notice a deep, not sadness, but kind of mournful recollection of what he has already informed you of what has happened. That is rather not surprising. You see, for where we are sending you, it appears that the Dreamweaver has been speaking in other locations. He mentions to you that they have also received word that besides like what I had already previously said, that they were getting locations from the Grey Mother, that the Red Mother had mentioned something of new blood entering into the realm as well. He is unsettled. It appears that the Dreamweaver is starting to gain presence again. We are all very curious as to why she is gone and where she has been. And to be honest, I am not pleased that she has chosen you. You have always been extremely helpful to our order. And I will be very sad if you choose to follow her, but will accept it nonetheless. And kind of looks up at the ceiling, expecting more darkness to hit or something like,
Well, sure you understand. I've never really been fully satisfied or committed to one or the other. And the Dreamweaver has asked for my help. She wants to return home. I told her I would help her.
return home. Yes, that would be lovely.
Insight check.
Go right ahead.
I feel like I don't trust this guy anymore.
He's very snarky. He is pompous is another great word to describe him.
Okay.
As rude as he is being, he appears to actually be genuine. As much as he is condescending, he is very much in true tradition. If anything goes against what is normal, it is immediately bad. So obviously, Mihara, not normal, instantly bad in his book. Having a change like you leaving Fertile potentially is not good. Even Orlina, you've always been treated with a general sort of respect. But certain things you have noticed, being a very rare race, he has also treated you with disrespect at times because you are different. Same thing with you, Red. You are the Red Mother and the Dark Mother aren't the best buds. So having you there, he is not extremely thrilled. This
Fine, he's a dick.
This whole group makes him very uncomfortable.
I guess I can see that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Perhaps I missed something, but you had mentioned something about sending us somewhere?
Yes. Well, sending you three somewhere.
Just 3?
Yes.
Not the four of us.
Orlina, you have been requested to stay here.
Oh, thank God, I thought he was talking about me for a second.
Me too.
It has become known that my time as Oracle is sadly coming to an end. And
Exactly.
you are the one to take over the position next. Your name has been given, and you have been, in fact, been sent your own designated refractio, unlike the one on his sword. And he just kind of, when he says this, it's very much resentment towards giving up the title. You can kind of just definitely
Those in
get
power
that.
don't really like to give it up and step down.
Yes, very much so. But as in, we need you to stay here. You will have to go through some training and learn quite a bit. But it has been requested that you stay. I have not met anyone who has turned down the honor of being an oracle.
Oh. I'm gonna say probably you still have not met someone who won't turn it down. Will turn it down? Get the words right.
When you say that, he has a small smile. That is actually a relief to hear. I would really hate to change this all over again. As for you three, it has been requested that we send you to the city
Of
Where
the
at?
city. And he says it
of
with venom.
Is there a specific continent the city is on? Talking like the Crystal Isles.
There is a
Where are we?
specific continent that this city is on. And I will show you.
Does he pull out a world map?
The city. Gotcha.
The city is the name of the city.
It was the emphasis he put on it that threw me off.
The
It is.
city.
The name of the city
The
is
city.
the city. It is the only location that all of us mothers can send someone to. It is one of our neutral grounds, but it is closest to the locations that were set to us. The Grey Mother sends one of her own there as well, and he will have more information when you arrive. But I have been told that it is truly a sight to behold, that it is wonderful.
Man, it's a real shame you've never been.
We'll let you know what it's like.
I will
By the way,
never.
this map would be really helpful. Would you mind if we took this on our travels?
I will have to get a copy made.
Oh, no, excuse me. I was talking to the new Oracle.
Yes.
Oh my goodness, yes. I'm sure she can commission you one after her years of training.
Oh, no, I like this one. It's got all those little extra squiggles everywhere.
That's pretty cool. As he mentions this place called the city, Red and Northern, I'm sorry, but you don't know anything about the city.
Nope.
The
Sure
other
don't.
three, if you could roll, oh boy. Let's do a history check at advantage.
You say everybody else, or
Everyone
Yeah,
else
okay.
but Red.
Everyone else, including you, Arlena, you have not left quite yet. Perfect, beautiful. The city, as you finally realize what he is referencing, is not an Octush city, one belonging to one of the mothers. This is a brand new city. This was something that was built after the skies caught fire. There was a location found in between both Colta Mountain as well as Levette. And around this location, a city was built as a place to be safe for everyone. A sanctuary, even for those living in a world of good. As you have noticed, Seknok Jian does not appear to like even the concept of this place existing. You guys know that this place is built out of found materials. Unsure of exactly what that means, since none of the oracles have revealed to anyone exactly what this is. You know the city is built around a center column as well as there are 5 sections belonging to this city. Most of the buildings have pieces of metal rather than just wood built into them. There are many glass windows, and the biggest atrocity, according to Seknok, as well as most people who still follow the traditional ways, there is a large railway connecting Colta Mountain all the way to Levette that passes directly through the center tower of the city.
Cool.
With that, I am going to actually... Oops, that's not what I wanted to do. That's what I wanted to do. I did not upload it. I want to upload it. Let us see.
I feel like a lot has been revealed.
Yeah. I feel like I've been
A lot
just
to
absorbing a
process for
lot.
sure.
Well, I will upload that and I will bring up that picture next time, I believe. Since we're getting pretty close to the end and I want to wrap things up a little bit better. As you have been informed that you are going to the city, do any of you have any questions for him?
Yeah, can I have this map?
No, this is my map.
We're sending to a place that we don't know. I think this could be really helpful to us.
Red, I think we
Can I
might be
turn
able
over
to
for
find you a
Freedom?
map.
If you would like to, if everyone would like to roll a collective persuasion check.
Take it as recompense for treating Mihara so horribly for so long.
With him not liking any of you, I am going to take the average of what everyone rolls.
Come on, Nat 20s across the board.
Well, I got a total of 20.
Persuasion, you said?
Yes.
Great.
Oh,
Right.
Oh boy. So let's see.
Now I want to know.
So that is
I did
yeah.
my part.
You did your part.
I did a total of 20, so...
Orlina did her part.
The rest of us, not so much.
The other two.
Ooh, if there was a 1 in there, that really brings her down.
The dice rolls reflect the previous conversation. Whereas Mihara, you rolled a 6. Cordovan rolled a 2.
Ouch.
I am a shrewd negotiator.
He's like,
No, it's
maybe
not
you
true
can...
negotiator. There's a D on the end of that.
Oh.
Yeah.
He takes his map and he rolls it up. Perhaps you should go see your mother and see if perhaps she would give one to you.
Yeah, that nice twist.
Do you want some
Oh,
salt?
that's
for
fine. I'm
that?
important enough. She probably will. Enjoy your office. Okay, bye.
Seknok reaches out a hand to Orlina. He's like, if you wouldn't mind, I would like to speak with you right away. If you three wouldn't mind, we have set up accommodations for the evening, and in the morning we will send you over. We wanted to at least give the Twin City a heads up before you arrived. They're the two that run it. Their names are Cora and Mora. They're envisionists. tomorrow we'll send you on your way. And Orlina, if you would.
Will I get to see them before they leave? Or is this the last?
Yes, you in the morning if you would like to see them before they are sent off. It is a teleportation circle, so it's easy enough to set up whenever the goodbyes are all done and said.
Right, then I guess I'll see the rest of you tomorrow morning before you leave.
Yeah, I think there's a lot to process tonight.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of things revealed.
I've got to gather some things up to give to you guys.
Are you certain this is what you want?
Kind of seems like this has been in the works since I've been born, and then she'll lean in real close and she's like, I do a better job with people than him.
Oh, hands down, but...
So it's gonna change a little faster. Didn't think it would ever happen, but it might be for the greater good.
Greater good.
Greater good? I mean, that is really
the cat is
cliche.
working. Yes.
I'm sure there'll be ways I can keep in contact, but I want to definitely see you guys in the morning. Have things for you. Been working on some stuff during the journey, and Mihara, I've got a ton of stuff for you from the last 60-some years that I've made.
Yeah, me too.
Yes.
I won't give you one of the first ones because that's like one of those little, macaroni pasta things glued together. I'll do one of the more recent ones.
I'm just more shocked that you two are brother and sister. I mean, I guess it's not that hard to not see the family resemblance with, and he kind of just holds up his hand to the chin area. Was half of Mihara's face is gone?
You could hold up their hands and compare skin tones.
Well, I mean...
hers change.
Yeah, mine does change.
Mihara, does your hair change color too?
No. I'm not as fun.
I was always a little bit more temperamental, the child.
Yeah, usually I'm much calmer.
We were 5 when we last saw each other. That was 60 plus years ago.
But
you guys are even older than I thought.
Just because
I
don't want to make this too incredibly sad. The rooms you guys are all 4 of you would stay in are all in the same area. So he's taking Orlina with him right now because he wants to go talk, which me and Orlina have actually already had this conversation.
Yeah.
Of where he's going to take him. You're not leaving forever. You have to go to bed. If you would like to go share a bed with them, you may all bunk together. But
we're brother and sister. You can't do that.
I kind of assume we're gonna have an evening meal together and decompress a little after this.
He'll be back after talking with Seknet. Good.
Well, Fertile, are you gonna stay with us, or are you gonna go home?
That's a very good question. I was gonna ask if there would be time for me to visit my family, being as we're here. I don't know when I'll be able to see them next.
I'm surprised you're not visiting your family right now. I would be.
Well, I do consider Orlina my family, and I guess by extension now Mihara.
And we
Only
we
through
didn't want Howard to see the
technicality.
children.
Right, we had to ditch Howard. Bad influence.
But
That
I'll
was the
see you
creepy
guys.
uncle. Sorry.
That might be you now. I mean, no.
Ooh.
Oh boy.
Ooh.
As you guys are kind of discussing, we'll see each other again. We've got this. Seknok starts tapping his foot. He's like, I do have a few things to discuss and go through with you. You may go and join them for dinner. They'll be staying here.
Right. I guess I'll follow him, and when he leaves there, then getting impatient. She can tell. I don't know if it was the tapping of the foot or.
That's a reference you guys don't know if you can't hear.
Nope.
Yeah. Anyway, as he leads Oralina into the other room, you hear the door close. As soon as the door closes, the one you were led through opens up, and you see that very familiar dwarf woman look up at you. Oh, I could show you to your rooms.
Yeah, I think we should take the hint.
There's a small bathhouse right here should you need to clean up, as well as I have been informed that you will only be staying with us for one night. But no worries, food has already been started, and the bed sheets are all clean. If you need anything, just call for B, that's me. I'll come help you.
I'll be sure to do that.
Oh, well, I hope he didn't make you too sad. Everyone always leaves his office so dour.
Oh, no, sad is not the word I would put that for.
Be a little relieved, to be honest. I mean,
Jumble of emotion might be the best way. Mostly pissed off.
Mostly pissed off.
Not a new thing towards him.
Ever since we came to the city, I've been feeling something I haven't felt in quite a while, which is confidence. It's weird.
It was. It's not bad, but it was weird.
Well, I mean, part of that was he was being really kind of rude to you.
Yeah, he was.
And by extension, me, because, like, I brought up several things to him, and he just kind of kept going.
As you guys are discussing that, B just kind of walks backward off.
Yeah, to the room, sorry.
I'll kind of like get behind him and just kind of like guide him forward a little.
The three of you are separate from Oralina the first time since this journey began. And Fertile, this is the first time you have been away from her in quite some time. Whereas, yes, you've gone and visited your family, but you've never felt her have this leaving and being like, no, I'm saying goodbye for an extended amount of time kind of feeling. Whereas Cordovan, as you have mentioned, this is a very odd place. And Seknok has made you feel very unwelcome, especially in such a place as one that belongs to a mother. When you guys enter your bedroom and close the door, Is there anything you would like to discuss here? Otherwise, we have just a little bit more before we end tonight.
Just pulled the map out of my bag. No, I'm just kidding.
Successful sleight of hand check.
I was debating it.
So sleight of hand, the DM didn't even notice.
Nope.
Yeah.
Exactly. He somehow sneakily got into my account and downloaded it upstairs, so now he really does.
Nailed it.
Sneakily, I know your password. No, I'm just kidding.
It's true.
There
I
isn't
don't think
anything
there's anything
that I have.
I want to talk about yet. I just kind of alluded to the fact that Orlena felt like family, and now I guess Mihara kind of feels like family, just by extension. Like a true, like, stepbrother thing, I guess.
Honestly, set out trying to find my lost sibling, and turns out it was easier than I thought. Don't even know how to feel right now.
Usually find a good night's sleep is helpful.
Yeah. I think it'll do wonders.
About 15 minutes passes before there is a knock at your door. As has been mentioned, there has been food prepared. This is fancier than either Mihara or Cordovan have seen. Fertile, you've stayed here before. It's brought on a metal tray. There is one for each of you. It has pretty much everything you could want: fruits, vegetables, bread. There is a cooked stew of some sort as well. And it is set down on a table inside the room for you guys as well. There is a fourth tray brought in a little bit later, shortly followed by Orlena, who has spent roughly 30 minutes having a very abrupt conversation alone with the Oracle. As you guys have previously met, he is a little upset about giving up the title, but yet it is his duty and it is tradition, so he will follow through with it. So as much as he is rude, he is very much not lying to you. Everything he told you is definitely the truth. Everything he showed you, he didn't hide anything about it. He told you exactly what he thought would be needed to keep you here.
Mm-hmm.
As you enter and you sit down to have your food, it is quiet. You can hear chewing, and if that makes you upset, I'm very sorry. It is not quiet, as you can hear people chewing. You all spread out to different parts of the room.
I can't do it now.
You've seen Red has taken all the food on that fancy platter and just pushed it onto his camping plate.
It's a little different, but
There is tension in the air. Both you, Mihara, and Orlena, are you still wearing your mask?
I think in here I would take it off.
Well, I've already technically lowered it earlier. Not sure that I put it back up.
Now, it would have had a lasting effect on the Oracle, so.
Has a lasting effect on a lot of people.
As you sit quietly in this room, you can see each other's faces. For the very first time, both unmasked. And as you look at each other, you know you are related, but something is ringing true. There is a disconnect. When you guys felt that red mist cling to you, you can kind of feel that tingly sensation. If you look over each facial features going down to eye color itself, every single bit of you is almost opposite in a way. As if you were a mirror reflection for each other, whereas one is color and bright and vibrant. The other is shadowed and dark and grays. Trying to comprehend as to how it has gone this long without you recognizing this sort of feeling and connection between your blood. You realize that maybe Seknok was both right and wrong. Both of you know the colors of your own patron. You know the Dark Mother is blacks and grays and dark colors. The Pale Mother is, in fact, rainbow and white and light and a mirror. Something is not right. If the Dark Mother can only see someone who is the embodiment of the Pale Mother, then why can she not see someone as her own? And why does the Pale Mother take the darkness? Right as you guys are kind of just comparing this to each other, something reminds you. Mihara, when you walked into Luna Lustro, when your sword was taken by Callista, you have to pass over the great big opal stone on the floor. It washed over all the colors. And as she was messing with it, you recall seeing the colors shift, as one does in an opal. You hear a voice and you feel the colors start to swirl around the room. The darkness falls once again, but this time the colors do not fade. The hero of the moon needs darkness and light. For you have found your sister. She is my vessel in the world of dark. You are what I need in order to reflect her gifts back. The Dark Mother's gifts are protection, whereas the Pale Mother's are reflection, trying to do their best to be everything and everyone possible. That deep woman's voice, Mihara, that you heard as well. I am the dark side of the moon. I have chose you and sent one of my own colors into the world. Retrieve the key for my sisters of blood and dreams are fighting, and I must stop my sister from falling into the stars. And with that, that is where we will end tonight. More questions!
Even more questions.
But lots of answers.
Lots of answers. Lots of questions. But thank you, everyone, for joining us. And have a wonderful day. And we will see you next time.
Bye.
Good night.
Bye.